guys, welcome back to my channel. Walk on Nato, walk along. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Oh my gosh, so excited as always to come on here and give you a really great video. And also just want to say a massive thank you to all my subscribers, all the people who engage with the content. Big up on yourself, my loving it a lot. And you guys, I just want to show you a little braid out situation. Yesterday I washed my hair because she was real dirty and greasy, and I washed her and I did a braid out. I washed my hair in the shower for the first time, you guys. I always did it over like my kitchen sink and whatnot, and I know some people find that gross, but like when you have a lot of hair and it's long, like you're just trying to figure out how to just like wash your hair with less stress and little mess, okay? But I tried it in the shower for the first time, and you know, it was still messy. It was way more messy than when I do it in the kitchen sink. But I think if it is that I'm going to bathe right after washing my hair, the shower is the place to go. If I'm not gonna bathe right after I wash my hair, I maybe just stick to the kitchen sink, you know. But it wasn't totally bad. It was just like a lot of water dripping, because how I washed it yesterday, I was like scrubbing her to get the oil out and so forth, because I have been working out and just being in the elements a lot, and my hair was like really I don't know, it was going through a little bit of rough patch. I found myself just kind of oiling her more often than not for the last week, and I think it's because I had dirt and all that stuff on her, and she needed to be clean to really take the moisture in. So I really went in there and like kind of rough hand her a little bit. But anyways, enough of that. I want to show you the bust down, the braid out that I did. This is typically the size that I do, you guys, when I do my plaits, to get those beautiful, luscious, yummy curls that I often have. For the people watching me for the very first time, these are my actual babies. So I'm about 9 months locked, and this is what my actual babies are looking like. This is the length, and of course I have on some lock extensions. So for the most part, my locks is about this length, and then the extension is on the end. So I did leave out a few along the sides, and as you can see, I have a tad bit of buildup, you guys, and I really did my best to get rid of them yesterday. But as I said in my previous videos, buildup is something that literally you cannot run away from. You can minimize it, but because these are the areas I typically put my edge control, I'm going to be having a little bit more buildup than not. I am also 6 plus weeks post retie, and your girl is trying to stretch for as long as I can. This is the amount of buildup, new growth I have so far. So I am due for a retie, but I'm stretching her. Probably gonna take her up to 3 months. I'm really working. I think it's more than 6 weeks post retie, or I'm heading into my 7 weeks. But I'm gonna try and stretch her for as long as 3 months, and see what she looks like. But I'm excited to show you what's going on. I also want to say a massive, big thank you to the peeps who have sent me email. Yes, the hair oil. I will be launching my hair oil, you guys, in the couple of weeks from now, my own hair oil. The ingredients right now are sunflower oil, olive oil, castor oil, sea moss oil, so a little cayenne, and that's about it. So of course, I am going to be sending out some free samples to 10 people. So bust down in the description, you will see my email. Just send me an email, yes to hair oil, and when I'm ready to send out the batch to those 10 lucky people, free of charge. All I ask is that you give me an amazing review on our business page that's coming soon, and let us know how you truly feel about the hair oil after using it for two plus weeks, right? That's the only thing I'm asking. So yeah, just email yes the hair oil. My email is in the description, and I will of course contact you when it gets closer to the date that I'll be sending out those 10 free sample hair oils. All right, but anyways, let's get to it. On a day here for the braid out, so let's get it. Now while I'm talking to you guys, I literally just used some, it just fell, but I just I know I look like a kid. These are my daughter rubber bands. Like, I bought them for her, and I literally, that's what I use to like secure the end so the plait doesn't unravel. But I don't get into doing the whole, like some people when they do these kind of braided thingy, they kind of put perm rod on the ends. I don't really bother with that because I've been locked before for 4+ years, my first set of locks, and I've done this style several times, and I like it with the ends not curled with the perm rod. So I just continue, and I still get that beautiful volume and look. So I'm fine with it. But today I want to talk about, you guys, I also want to talk about density, because I think that's a video I want to come with next in full force. But for the meantime, for the people with low density hair, the other day I was thinking back, and the only other person in my family that I've seen with locks is a cousin of mine, and this was back when I was in my college years. She had locks then, and she has like a low density hair than mine. And I remember as the years go by, she started to complain, because I lived with her for 2+ years. And as the time flew by while I was living with her, she started to complain about just her hair thinning out. And she also had low density hair. And I think one of the major reasons why her hair was thinning out, aside from her being a diabetic, you know, the medications that you take, for the people who are diabetic, the medications that you take really does affect your hair. And my mom, she's someone that I've saw firsthand where she have a full head of hair. My mom have thicker density hair than mine, and I have like medium density, right? And hers is more on the higher density, but it's not high as a lot of other people. And when she started taking diabetes medication, her hair literally would come out in clumps, right? So now I know for a fact that like certain medication does cause your hair to fall out. So if you're on medications when you have locks, you have to be mindful of that. But going back to my friend, not my cousin rather, she has locks, but she has been a diabetic for years, right? So I really don't think it was primarily because of the medication, but that could have played a role in some sense. But what I noticed, her lock hair routine, literally, I'm gonna start unraveling now, you guys. Her lock hair routine was essentially to retie her hair as soon as some new growth start to kick in. And her hairstylist did interlock on her hair. That is what she did. She already had low density hair. Her interlock size was maybe 2 or 3 times my size. When I pull these out, I'll kind of show you to give you an idea. So she interlock. As soon as she start to see some new growth, she interlock. That's a no-no, right? That is a no-no, because typically your hair is gonna show new growth around, some people, depending on your texture. If you have loose texture, of course, you're gonna see the new growth sooner than someone with tight hair texture, with a tighter hair texture, right? Or tighter curls. And so you can start to see new growth anywhere from around 2+ weeks. But whenever she saw that new growth, she would go ahead and get her hair retightened. And her hairstylist, her loctician, would do it very tight, very tight. Her hair always looks super neat and tight at the root. Okay? And now that I'm thinking back, now that I have locks and I'm thinking back, I'm like, that is why her hair started to thin out at the root, because she was literally ripping her hair at the scalp. Because when you retighten your hair so often and you don't allow your hair to grow for weeks, at least let it grow for a good 6 weeks. As I said, I am 6 weeks, 6+ weeks out, right? You need to let your hair grow up to at least that amount before you start interlocking or retwisting, because you're really putting your hair under undue stress, and that is gonna catch up soon. It's gonna catch up on you. It's gonna catch up, right? Now, so along with that, she also had low density hair, and the size of her locks weren't they weren't big. They were like she had traditional, definitely was not micro locks. Micro locks are smaller than traditional locks. She was more between a small to medium. I dare say she was closer to like the medium size locks. But the reason I want to touch on this is that a lot of people want to have that beautiful fluffy density, right? And if you want to have the beautiful fluffy density, I'm just trying to give it a lock juice and lock juice. If you want to have if you have low density hair and you want to have that volume and thick density, if you want to trick people into thinking that you have medium size density, then you have to consider going in with smaller lock sizes. I'm not sure if all my locks are dry. This one feels damp. Oh no. My worst nightmare. When I did put these plaits in, I did blow dried it a little. I put the diffuser attachment on it, and I did, go in and dried it on medium heat a little, just not to suck all the water out, so that I could still have the water in it to form the curls. But I also know that I was playing with fire, because possibility that it might not be dry. And so some of them still feel a tad bit damp, like this one. She's damp. I'm gonna pull her out, but I'm probably gonna have to go back in and I'm probably gonna have to leave her and blow dry her, or pull her out and then plait her again later down in the week or something, or tonight. But going back to what I was saying, if you have low density hair, you need to consider putting in small micro locks in order for your hair as it matures to thicken up and get the density. Because naturally locks go through many phases, but of course when it starts to change from just whatever foundation you put it in, it swells, and then after a time of swelling it starts to form in that stiff rigid lock state, and then as time progresses it fattens, you know what I mean? So the best way for you, or the best foundation for people with low density hair or fine strand, is to go in with smaller size micro locks. And I would dare say that the method you should be doing is either 2-point rotation or to twist those babies. If you twist those babies or comb coil them or finger cut, whatever you do, just don't micro lock them. Just don't interlock them, rather, because the interlocking method, if you have a fine hair, low density, it's going to really tighten the hair. It's going to really put it in this tightened compact state, which is going to eliminate a lot of the the loose hair to swell and have that full fat look. You can still have good body and volume if you do interlocking 2-point rotation, and I'm speaking from experience. But you have to be mindful about not doing it tight, especially because then you're going to have a whole different problem of your hair thinning out, and all these things, as I was talking and sharing with you about my cousin and how later on she started to have problems because every time I saw her, remember we lived together in my college years, she was an older lady, and I would see her on the weekends because she like was a live-in helper. Every time I saw her, her hair was neat, not a hair out of place, and she's not using like products to slick her hair because it's on the interlock she do. But she had low density hair. The ends of her hair, you could see the thickness and they look healthy, and she would always color her hair jet black. You know, she getting up in age and she want to have the look. I'm not fault her. I'm not faulting her saying that's wrong. But when I'm saying that her practice of maintaining her hair was not the best for her hair type. Low density, thin strands or fine strands, and you interlocking your hair as soon as you see a little new growth is ridiculous. And that's why she started, her hair at the root started to thin out, and that kind of thing. So you definitely don't want to do that. But anyways, let me hurry up and finish up this braid out because I'm literally nervous because some of them are damp, you guys. Oh my god, I'm so upset with myself. So upset with myself. But she looks good. She looks good, yeah. So on the week, so now I wash my hair. I'm not gonna wash my hair again until the next 2 weeks. I'll wash my hair every 2 weeks. And sometimes, depending, in the colder months when I don't sweat as much, I typically would wash my hair like once a month, to be honest. And when I had my first set of locks, and I am going to be retying my hair at minimum every 2 months, but this time around I'm going to be stretching it to 3 months, and I want to see what the root is like. I will be honest though, the ones at the front, like right here, the root is a little, they kind of feel a little tender because of course I have the extension on it, and these ones at the front are tiny, and my hair is more delicate at the front right here. So for the very front ones, especially at the side here, I am going to interlock it 2-point rotation, and I'm going to pull it through at least 3 times. I won't wait for 6 weeks for them because I fear that the longer I wait for the ones at the front, I fear that the hair is gonna get weaker, and you see the build-up right there. So I fear that the strands are gonna get weaker and break off, and I don't want that. So I'm going to interlock the very ones at the front here so that they have more anchor to really do their thing, because we want healthy hair at all times, right? I am a beauty girl. I love to have my hair in this style, but the moment if I see any kind of unhealthiness happening in my hair, it's not looking its best, especially from the root, chop it off, cut off the habit. I don't play about that, because without healthy hair, you ain't gonna have beautiful locks. You know what I mean? So always think about that, health. And I know that sometimes when I look back at my short hair locks prior to putting on these extensions, especially when I'm on Instagram, I'm like, oh my god, I kind of feel like I'm missing out. This garbage truck passing. I kind of feel like I'm missing out, honestly. But I also know that at any point I can cut off these extensions and really embrace my 9 months of baby growth. But I've been there, done that, so now I'm just like leaning into the lock extension journey. Oh, I have one here, guys. This is why I like to do them small, because you get so much more volume. Trust me, if you have locks and you want to get a whole lot of va-va-voom and you want your curls to last longer, please take the time to do them smaller. And you don't have to soak the hair. If you guys want me to do a video showing you how I prep my hair to get these, as I said, I washed my hair yesterday, so that's like a different kettle of fish. But every week, like every Friday, I typically do braid. I typically plait my hair up small on a Friday night, because you know the weekend I'm gonna be out and about and I want to look like real juicy. So I typically would do it every Friday, and it lasts up until the next Friday. It still look nice, it still have the waves in it, and unless I wanted to like really looking fresh for the weekend because I have something special or whatever, then I'll do it again. But this is what we're looking like, guys. This one, you can see that she's not all that juicy because she's damp. So tonight I'm just gonna go in and just I might do her again or I might leave her, let's see. But for the most part, this is how we're looking. So you guys, I am going to do a different video talking about just some of the things you should consider when it comes down to density, especially for the people who are looking in the deciding phase of their journey and they're trying to figure out what size locks they need to have in order to get the look that they want to get, especially if you have low density hair. But thank you for tuning into my video. As always, my love know a ton. And again, if you want to be on my list to get a free sample of my oil that I'm going to be launching very soon, please email me. My email is in the description and I will happily send you one. Thank you guys so much. Love ya. Bye. Take care.